Many hellos, you're tuned in to the Rewind Guys podcast, the show where we watch, discuss, and rate old movies, new movies, movies that defined our childhood, and others we've never seen or even heard of before. This week, grab your rape whistles because we're going out for some rhubarb squirties. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Ooga Booga. So put your feet up, take a load off, and don't forget the popcorn, because the show is about to begin.
Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, three very sane spectators.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Andrews, joined by Mike Andrus.
What's up?
Russell Andrews.
Welcome to Oh, man. You can even hear that. Let's try that again. Welcome to Walmart. Put that in there.
You didn't hear it. And Isaiah Page.
Welcome.
Today we're talking about the 2013 comedy fantasy horror, Ooga Booga. This movie had a budget of question mark, a box office of question mark, and stars Karen Black as Mrs. Allardyce,
I'm smack dab in the middle of one of my shows.
Ciarra Carter as Donna,
My car, it broke down up the road. I was just hoping to use your phone to call for help.
Wade F. Wilson as Devin,
Hey, you guys got squirties?
and a pleasantly surprising Stacy Keach as Judge Marks.
I don't think that I could have even gotten you out of this jam. And even if I could, you'd have one severely stretched bunghole by the time I did.
This movie, I guess, was directed by Charles Band, but when I looked it up online, it said Gregory Blair. But you know that the credits on the movie said, I think they said Charles Band, so I'm going to stick with that one. It's very confusing. And honestly, the funny part is, even though this Wade F. Wilson guy is Devin, who starts off kind of as the main focal point, who becomes Ooga Booga, which we'll get into that. He was really hard to find his credit. Like online, I had to dig for that. But anyway, this was Mike's pick. Mike, why did you pick Ooga Booga?
So, we're using an app called Tubi to watch most of these movies because it's free. And the very first time I opened the app, one of the movies right on the front page was Ooga Booga. Just off the name alone, it made me laugh. And I was like, we should just watch this. It can't be that bad. Or maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll find out.
I am so glad you picked this movie.
I don't know
this
if I
movie
agree.
was a treat. Like,
yeah.
My God.
Oh, yeah. And, I kind of feel bad because, okay, you picked this movie, and I was kind of looking forward to it, so I watched the trailer, and, I have to say, the trailer kind of made me excited, okay?
Yeah, I think that was my big problem, is I was going in with expectations of seeing the worst movie ever, and then I watched the trailer, and I thought, oh, this might actually not be that bad, and then I was disappointed.
Well, I mean, it looked bad. I mean, the trailer certainly looked bad, but
it looked funny, though.
Yeah, it looked like one of those so bad it's good, but then, like, as soon as I started watching this, oh, man.
It was so bad, it was bad.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'm assuming no one here has seen this before.
Nope.
Yeah,
It's not me.
Nope.
I wish I
DVD.
still haven't.
Okay, so, man, okay. So, right off the bat, okay, okay, it starts. And even as the credits are going, I'm still kind of into it. They're peppy, they're kind of fun, you know?
I knew it was going to be bad from the opening credits because they took so long. And I'm thinking, they know that nobody's going to make it to the end credits.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to put the credits in the beginning.
They put everybody
Oh,
in the
I didn't
opening
even
credits.
think of that. I didn't realize that's why
The
they
credits
did that.
took a long time. And throughout the credits, they just kept cutting to snippets of the movie. I'm like, you could have gleaned the whole entire movie just from the opening credits. Be like, I'm good. I'm done. All right. Peace out.
You really could.
I have to point this out. I said I was going to point this out. During the opening credits, there was a name. Now, the name is Siri.
Yes.
K. If you know who this is.
Oh, I know who it is.
We peruse the pornographies. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
no.
wait, no. No, you know who this is.
I know who this is. I will admit this shamelessly. I know. I'm sitting there. Wait a minute. I went online.
I've seen a
at the
few of our
cast.
previous films.
I know. It's like I looked into the cast. I'm like, click. I'm like, no way. You put a porn actress in your movie. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no. I thought you were just like gonna like say something about like how she was credited, because if you look at her credits are skank. Like,
she was.
Yeah, that was it. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, so okay, that definitely sets the tone of this movie like 100%.
It's Hambo time! Hambo is so fun, and Hambo is a swine. Hambo the wrenching, I'll always keep in mind. Let's Hambo! I said, it's Hambo time! Yay! I think Hambo must be stuck in the mud.
So the movie opens up, and we are on the set of a children's show, which looks absolutely amazing.
It's nothing like a children's show.
Oh no! Okay, first,
And
off,
how it's being filmed is beyond me. Because is it live?
I'm hoping not.
Well, okay, it must be live because the whole time she's talking to the camera, she's like, Hambo. And then she's waiting, and she's like, all right, Hambo, come on out.
Time for Hambo.
And she's like, all right, camera, everybody viewing this, I'm going to go find him. Just hold on. It's like if they were filming it and then editing it, they just would wait for him to come out.
Right.
And then start filming again.
I haven't gotten into this yet, but I got to ask the question right off the bat: who is letting their children be in this movie?
I don't know. But I mean, the main...
Desperate parents.
As far as the Hambo show goes,
yeah,
the main actress is great.
Really?
I thought so.
Oh, well.
Best part of the movie, probably.
But yeah, well, yeah, probably. No,
You didn't like it when he went
all over the
Ooga
place.
Booga?
Ooga Booga.
You know what's when he goes?
Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. So we're on the set, and Hambo's not showing up. Apparently, he's been doing this a really long time, like his entire career. I'm assuming his whole life, and he's just kind of fed up with it. But we see him. I hate this guy as an actor. I hate his character. This is so stupid.
It was so difficult to get through this opening scene.
He was drunk and playing with
himself. Oh yeah, he was. He had
one of them ham boners.
Oh yeah, dude. He was drunk. He was looking at porn. He was messing with himself, and like, man, like. He is full of awful pig puns.
Yeah.
Dude.
The pig puns were just over the top, way too much.
It just kept going, and it was so awful. And I knew it was going to be like a really bad movie, but yeah, I'm watching this, and I already feel uncomfortable, and I'm like, man, is this really where it's going to go? And I was hoping that maybe it's just a rough start. Maybe it's just a rough start. So he goes out there. Obviously drunk, not taking his job seriously. He's given his co-star like a hard time. And dude, I don't know, I can't remember what he said, but I like how the kids are even getting like grossed out and upset. And the one girl just walks up and punches him in the dick. Yeah. She's just like, boom. And I'm like,
whack.
Oh man, I was like, what the hell? Dude, this movie.
Wait, didn't he say, and I might be wrong, didn't he say, ow, my wiener?
Oh, yes.
Which for me was just...
That's what
the best.
He said, "Oh my wiener, you little shit."
Yeah,
the wiener doesn't even really hurt. It's the balls that get hurt. So what happened here?
But yeah, so I'm just like,
tip is sensitive.
This whole scene, I'm like, this. You know what? Hang on tight because this is going to be a ride.
Hang on tight to your wiener.
Yes. And I'm just like, and that's when I had the thought. I'm like, who's letting their parents put their kids in this movie? And I'm wondering, like there's that one parent, like, oh yes. Not only is my kid going to be part of the group, but mine was chosen to punch the dick. Thank God. Bigger credits for this kid. I don't know, but I'm like, this is weird.
Congratulations, my little dick puncher.
Like, these kids, I mean, like, I just picture them, like, getting older and, like, showing their friends or kids, like, yeah, I was in this movie. It's like, no, like, man.
What I thought was kind of weird is in like, isn't the kid afterwards and be like, I can't wait till this movie's done so I can watch it, the movie that I'm in.
I know.
What?
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. Yeah, and their parents like, no, you can't really watch this.
Look, this is the scene before you come in, where Hambo's coming in.
On,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Your kids are only there for the opening scene, the Hambo scene.
Yeah.
You wouldn't let your children be actors in this movie? You wouldn't?
No, don't.
No, even
Not with Jerky the
dude,
Pig.
Yeah, like seriously, if I had a friend who was like a filmmaker or whatever, and I knew they made like low budget films, and like, hey, I'm looking for some kids to fill up the scene, I would certainly ask questions. And obviously, I'm assuming their parents must have been there for recording. I think they have to be, even if you don't really know the scene, which I'm sure at this point they got to. Like, there are some questions. I'd be like, wait, why is this kid punch this guy in the wiener? Like,
I'm not saying we have to super shelter children and hide everything from them, but presenting sex in that way is really weird.
Yeah, it was really weird.
What the hell? Hambo? I'm sorry. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Bye. I am sorry.
You know, you've got all this
Oh, man, babe.
crawling all over you. And you want to go roll around in the mud with that pig clown?
This is where we meet essentially the main character, Devin. He comes into his apartment, he's playing a joke on his girlfriend, and he's like, trying to give her like some horrible news, but it's a joke because he passed his test. He's gonna be a doctor. Yeah.
What is the doctor test that he passed? Like,
dude, I don't know, but Devin is the worst actor. Oh my god! Especially after rewatching that, because I rewatched it to take some notes and whatever. But he is over the top. He's like almost like theatrical.
Yeah.
He's like, really like energetic and just I don't know, man. Like he's really into it.
So an independent film. That's what this was.
Also,
there's nothing wrong with that.
When he comes home, she's relaxing at home.
Oh yeah,
just taking a load off in high heels. Just I don't know if you noticed, just chilling on the couch wearing heels.
I did not.
I'm not sure
but
why.
dude, I mean, I'd like to get comfortable in some high heels.
Maybe.
I'm sitting around the house, ain't nobody around.
He's wearing them right now.
Yeah. Now comes our first frisky moment. He's trying to get all up. Apparently, he's trying to get all up.
He's trying to celebrate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think those were like his actual words.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm trying to get all up in you, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. He gets a call, which kind of cuts that short. Thank God. And who is it?
It's Hambo.
Yeah, apparently Devin and Hambo are besties. What an odd combination.
Right? I'm sitting here thinking, like, how does this, like, 50, 60-year-old children's show star know this 20-something medical student?
Well, maybe he was on the set at one point, I mean, he's been
he
on
was
the
one
show.
of the little ham boners.
Yeah, he was one of the little ham boners.
Was he the one that punched him?
Yeah, So I thought that was really weird. And so he gets this phone call, and he has to answer because this guy doesn't have any other friends. Sorry, when Hambo comes a calling, you go to Hambo. So
Right?
I'm like, all right, whatever.
He's cheating on her.
Oh yeah, with Hambo.
Man, that's a serious downgrade for him.
Yeah, it is. Oof.
So
Rough.
okay, so we now we're at Hambo. I keep wanting to call him freaking Hambone. Oh my god! So now we're at Hambo's dressing room, and he's just telling him how fed up he is with everything. He's out of here. He's leaving.
He got fired.
Yeah,
he got
got
fired.
canned.
Oh yeah, but
You forgot to mention
but
that. I was going to
yeah,
go
that's
back,
right.
but you were on a
But
roll.
he did get fired. That's right.
I mean, he was in a way kind of asking for it. Like
yeah,
he kind of gave
he didn't
up.
give a shit. Yeah,
He's like, I don't care if
Yeah.
I do.
Right. So I mean,
yeah,
ultimately,
it's
he
his fault,
just
too.
threw in the towel. He really didn't give a shit, but he did. You're right. He did get fired. So he's packing up, and he's letting Devin know. He's like, I'm out of here. But that's okay because he's got $1 million idea. Oh my god, dude. He created this line of dolls.
What were they called again? Something dolls?
Badass dolls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which were just really just racist and kind of like
oh yes.
like
Racist
stereotypical
and
and
badass.
and kind of like
oh man,
full
yeah.
of-
We had he's introducing his badass dolls. Okay, now bear with me, guys, because I'm not gonna call them all their actual names. We have Joe Cracker, which is like this redneck looking dude, I think, holding the beer.
Uh-huh.
You have the crack whore. Yes, crack whore.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay,
what a great name, very creative.
sucky for a
Descriptive.
bucky, Yeah, it's so stupid. Then you have the Asian, which I'm not calling it what he called it because I heard that like, damn, it's this movie.
Whoa!
It's like,
You
I don't-
had no problem calling the white guy cracker a minute ago.
I am a white guy. I have that free
What?
pass.
We're all humans. We're all humans, man.
Man, I'm sorry. I
The
can't.
words only have meaning
Yeah,
if
well,
you give
this-
it that kind of
first,
feeling.
Dude, this movie made me uncomfortable, and this is already like set. This is all. Every time there's a new scene, it's like raising the bar for me. But there's the Asian, but then his next doll was Butt Pirate. Okay, and I'm like at this point, I'm already. I'm like
He called them the diva at another point.
Okay, yeah, but at this scene he called it the Butt Pirate. I'm like, oh my, like I'm like so far like removed from this movie. I'm just like, oh my god, and he picks it up, and dude, I blurted out a chuckle because it's this guy in a feminine pose with a pink diva shirt that caught me.
And, I wasn't made too uncomfortable by it because for me, I looked at it as they're showing you how ridiculous all this kind of stereotypical, things that people make fun of other people for.
Oh, right,
like,
right.
I took it as a complete joke. Like,
No,
they were
right.
using the words and the names and the stereotypes to show people, look at how stupid you have to be to think this. Because Himbo was just a complete moron.
Right,
So only that kind of person's going to think that. So I shrugged it off.
I expected the racist jokes to be a little more tongue-in-cheek. Like,
yes.
a little less just straight up in your face being racist to make the joke.
But you remember where he said he wanted to sell them?
Oh
I
yes,
didn't catch that.
He was gonna have them produced in China.
Oh yeah,
because he was gonna get them made for pennies.
If you know anything about China or Japan, they are the most racist countries that exist, and they don't care.
Yeah, I guess.
So if you go visit there, you have to not be offended by nothing because they don't give a crap.
Huh?
I have heard the same thing. Yeah,
But the thing is, I knew there was going to be some racism in this from the trailer and whatnot, of
Right.
course. But you know what this seems to me, and I might have to cut this out because I don't know if this is going to come out the analogy the way I'm thinking. It's like those dude bros who try and make those prank videos, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like they do something really harsh to somebody, and then they're like, "Oh, it's just a prank," huh? And they point to a camera and they expect everything to be fine. It's
That's not how that works.
but it's like it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for this person, because they're going to be nothing more than the butt of your joke, and if anything, you might benefit from it. I kind of feel like that's what's kind of happening here, where it's like they're throwing all this racism at you, where they're like, "Well, it's okay because they all get their up and comings." And that's supposed to make it better, but it doesn't. Like we've all seen those movies, right? Like, we've all seen those movies where there's the asshole when they finally get what's coming. Like you really get behind it.
Yeah.
None of that paid off in this movie.
Yeah, I think every character
There was a few
was
tokens.
honestly just racist to me. Every
Yes.
single character was
Yes.
racist towards, or maybe not so much racism, but also like just that kind of vulgar towards another type of person
Right.
or group in some way.
Right, but yeah, I don't know. I guess like I expected it maybe to be a little bit more like lighthearted or like Mike said, like tongue in cheek. But man, it was just really like
It was blatant.
oh yeah, it was blunt
blatant
and in your
blunt
face.
as hell.
Right, and I don't think they had the payoff to balance that out. If that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Just to continue, there was two other dolls. There was one of Hambo himself,
Yeah.
and there was the Ooga Booga doll.
Oh,
Yeah, you forgot to say Ooga Booga.
Yeah, you can't.
Holy
The whole
crap.
movie's Ooga Booga.
Oh my
Ooga.
God. I got so off on a tangent there that coming back, I just thought we were done with that scene. No, 100%. There was him, which I don't know if that was one of the dolls who made that for fun.
He didn't say anything about that one.
Yeah, that's why I think
No.
maybe just
Because what it was is that he
S&Gs.
said Ooga Booga, and it's like, oh wait, I have a gift for you.
yeah.
And he had him the giant Ooga
Oh
Booga
yeah,
doll.
big ass
No,
Ooga Booga.
Yeah, the big ass Ooga Booga.
That's
Big
right.
ass Ooga
Yes.
Booga.
Said all of it.
That is all of it, dude.
You gotta be shitting me. See, man, I told you they're watching us. Shit. You holding out on me? No. Wrong answer. Ah, jeez. We gotta get out of here. Get the tape. Got it. Come on, dipshit.
So we go to this corner store and he's getting a Slurshee, right? And-
Also, this corner store, it's just boxes of shit
Yeah.
stacked.
Yeah.
up
Of the
in,
Just
like, in the
boxes.
Yeah.
skinniest little like aisles.
oh yeah, and then you have the stereotypical clerk. His makeup zits were grossing me out. Like that was so
They weren't
disgusting.
grossing me
Those
out.
were
I looked at it and I just thought, oh, he has a makeup that looks like zits on.
Yeah, and
It's
they were not believable as
Like,
zits, but
alright.
like they just were disturbing. Like I don't know, man.
There was,
It's like
there was a
they-
lot of them.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And
They
so
took a little bit of red Play-Doh and boop and put makeup around it. All right, there you go.
And the best joke of the whole movie happens right here when he's going to get the Slurshee. I think he goes to pick up one cup and he puts it down and he gets this thing that's like a plastic pail.
Yeah,
This thing
he gets
is
a bucket.
enormous.
He gets a
That's
bucket.
everybody at 7-Eleven on Free Slurpee Day.
So he's going back to trying to get a Slurshee, which is nothing more than like red Kool-Aid. It's not frozen at all.
Yeah,
like
it's just
that's not in their
liquid.
budget to run
The
any
machine's-
refrigeration
The machine's
unit.
broken. I don't know why he's
why
I
you
guess
gonna
that's
buy
true.
it still? Like
Yeah,
even if
and it's electrocuting me. I'm just gonna walk away.
he
from
makes
this.
it seem like it's perfectly fine.
There will be another 7-Eleven a block away. There always is.
Yeah. This is where stuff gets exciting, right? He's trying to get a Slurshee, trying to get a Slursh on,
Right.
and 3 meth heads come in.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're gonna
My
rob
favorite
this place.
of the meth heads is Boner.
Oh, the fat guy.
He's by far
mean,
my favorite
Oh
character.
man, you know,
He's the only character I can get behind.
You know,
I love the scene how it plays out is where they walk in and his thing instantly walk in, grab a bag of chips, sit there,
Oh, yeah.
start eating it.
Man,
I'm like,
and
you're
I have-
fat.
this sucks. There's one scene I wish was not in this movie because it kills their characters for me. Because the thing is, I
might know
actually
what you're
kind
talking
of
about.
kind of
Yeah.
like their characters.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
And they had to kill it. But anyway, so these guys come in. They're gonna rob this place, and they're pretty hardcore. You know, the convenience store guy. I don't really think he gives them static, but for some reason they shoot him anyway.
Well, it's like he does kind of piss him off because he ignores them. They yell at him like 4 times before he finally acknowledges they exist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that's
And
true.
then when they finally give me all the money, he hands them $3.
Is that
That
what it
is
was?
not a very successful
Oh,
story.
It was literally like is this? He's like, that's all of it. And he's like, what do you mean that's all of it? And gets mad and blaps
But
him right in the
but it
head.
doesn't matter because man, they get it.
This
Like
is-
Boner walks
yeah.
out with a whole rack of chips.
Boner walks out with like $100 in chips.
But hold on. This is where I wish I had my notepad this time. But what did the guy say after he shot the clerk? Because I'm being really funny, but I can't remember what it was. But it was so funny
have
because
no
he shot
idea.
him, and it was something like, "Oh, dang it!" Like he just kind of like
No,
is
I-
like,
Oh,
"Oops."
man.
Like
No, I
aw.
guess I'll have to look at that.
Like
'cause
he
I
just
have no
kind of
idea.
shrugs it off as like,
oh, man, I
like
didn't
as if
mean
you
to
dropped
shoot
a
him.
slice of pizza. Like, oh fuck, that sucks.
Like, it's like, oh man.
Well,
you
that's
know?
the funny part. I actually the guy with the I don't what's his name? Skag or
Skis.
Skis, yes.
He actually he's really funny. Like
He's also
the-
too good at delivering his lines
the-
compared to all the people around him, and it makes him stand out in a
yeah,
weird
like
way.
he's just got this
Yeah.
really weird, like relaxed, like weird
Like
character
he's
trait.
acting by not acting
Yeah,
at all.
he's got this weird character
Yeah.
trait, but it's actually it's fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. But yeah, so before they leave, of course, they take the big rack of chips, and the one reaches behind the counter and grabs the tape from the security cameras. Devin, he's gonna help the guy who was shot in the head.
Yeah. So it's like, you got, okay. Understandably, there's instances where you get shot in the head and you survive. But most of your functions, I believe, are within this area. So, the frontal area. So, if you get shot to the side in the frontal area of your head, you're pretty much done. It's either down the
that
center,
dude got
pretty much
shot
down
in the
the
off
center.
switch. He
Yeah.
was not coming
So
back.
he was twitching and still breathing. I'm gonna save you, buddy. I'm like, he's dead. He
Oh,
should
yeah.
not be moving. You can't save his life. He's gone.
Well, he learned otherwise in doctor school when he took his doctor's test.
Yeah, he
So
did the doctor test and he passed. But
Yeah.
what I thought was really stupid is, oh my god, this guy shot in the head. Let me pick him up and drag him 4 feet
Yeah,
and then call the police.
yeah.
What difference did that location make?
I don't know, but yeah, he thought there was still the
He had
the
to keep an eye on
possibility
the
of life.
slushie machine in case it started working again.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. 'cause
Is he
that's where
getting frozen yet?
Okay, so the police arrive and we get Officer White,
Which is
yeah.
yeah,
great name, super the most racist crooked cop.
but I
to
think it's
ever
kind
be.
of funny is like the main actress, her real name is Black.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like
So it's kind of like, well, this is weird.
Karen Black. That's right.
So
Yeah, so Officer White, the most racist guy in the whole movie, who lets that be known, he shows up with his partner Benny, who's just kind of like, he's
he's just along for the ride.
yeah, he is. He's just along for the ride. He doesn't want any part of this, But even though Devin called the cops, Mr. White, Officer White, if you will, he's not buying it. He's like trying to make everything he says like a confession. You did this, blah blah blah. He is just looking for a reason to shoot this kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. So he shoots Devin with the most overacted gunfire, recoil, whatever you want to say, ever. Like, this guy obviously never shot a gun in real life, and even though I haven't, I do know this is not what's going to happen.
Maybe he has like baby arms. He's never
smacks
lifted
himself
anything
in the face with that recoil.
Like that was it like a 9mm or something, or 45, or
Probably 45.
like that almost ripped his arms off. They flung so far back, and so like his partner, of course, is like kind of flipping out. He doesn't understand why he's doing it. Hey, this kid was clearly innocent. What the hell's your problem? So he grabs Benny's gun and does the same thing. Shoot. Completely overacted, and there's like, hey, now one of your bullets is in him too.
I just like how the special effects on the blood splatter when they get shot. It's like, oh, that's
man.
from like a cheap video game.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like,
Combined with
that, see, and that's why you can't find the budget.
Well, yeah, but here's my problem.
And those guns look like airsoft pistols.
They
'cause you
did.
painted
I was
over
staring-
the
They
orange.
probably, they probably were.
Yeah, the
I mean,
orange tip
I'm
was
sure they
just-
probably were airsoft guns.
And the thing is, it's like you can tell that they didn't act like real guns. They just threw sound in there.
well, you're right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it sounds like a gun went off, but it doesn't exactly look like a gun went off. He just pulled the trigger. It
Well,
just-
what I don't understand is the CG blood is usually off screen, or if it's on screen, it's like the tiniest little, like the tiniest.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me to CG some blood in there is actually cheaper than just sprinkling?
You know, the thing is, though, when they actually did have like physical like blood prop like on the ground and stuff,
Yes!
it was like strawberry jam or something. It was
No.
so
yeah,
thick.
it
was
really
like syrup.
smeared.
Yeah.
Why was it syrup? I don't. It's
it
blood
didn't spread
that
out
thick?
like
I
it
wanna-
didn't spread out like blood. It spread
I wanna
out
point
like
out
said
also-
syrup.
This happens to every single person who gets shot in the movie, but when they get shot, they just put a big old circular
Oh, yeah.
dab of red on their head
Yep.
and let it drip.
It's like a bingo dauber.
Well,
yeah, that's it.
like when they show the gunshot head on, right? I get the CG because you don't want to do the effect where the blood is actually coming out of the head. That's fine. But there's some off-screen CG blood that comes into screen that I don't understand that choice at all. Whatever. So they kill poor Devin, and while he's down, the Slurshee machine starts to go haywire. It's spilling its red slushy goo all over the place, and I guess between the goo and the electricity,
And I guess the blood.
and the blood that's now pooling around and connecting Devin to his Ooga Booga doll, which is on the floor right next to him.
I was so disappointed that's how that happened.
You just see like it kind of looked like wispy on the ground in the puddles. Like it's like his soul is leaching into Ooga Booga.
You know, I kind of like how silly that was, I guess, but I know what you're saying.
Hey, it
I thought it was
was a
going to be a
comedy.
witch doctor thing. I really did.
Yeah.
And none of this had anything to do with like magic or
if you
witch
just
doctory.
mix a rhubarb Slurpee with blood and electricity, you can transport your soul into other things.
Oh yeah. I'm still not
It's that
convinced
simple.
that was rhubarb.
I'm sorry, did I say Slurpee? I meant
Slurpee.
Slurshee.
Slurshee. Oh yeah. Oh great. Now
Or,
we're gonna
or
get
a
sued.
squirty or a...
Squirty, sorry,
Yeah,
rhubarb.
yeah, she
squirty.
doesn't know. She calls it a squirty. It's actually a slurshee.
It's like, excuse me, she was asking for the name brand. He was just lying to her and went and got her that off-brand Slurshee shit.
I know. Yeah.
Right?
I asked for a squirty, not a slurshee. It's like the difference between like a slush puppy and like a
And icy. And
Yeah.
Icy and a Slurpee, yeah.
Yes. And so
Isn't icy actually the original?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
It depends on who was around first.
I don't know. But so now we get a glimpse that the judge is in on all this too.
Yeah.
Because
Who actually, I
The
think,
judge is
was
pulling the
probably the
strings.
best actor.
yes, that's Stacy
He
Keach.
acted... I don't know who that is, but he was fine.
Dude, I feel like
his character sucked, but his acting was fine.
especially during the 80s and like independent, like low budget films, this guy just pops up everywhere.
He was like he played the perfect Southern racist mayor.
Oh yeah, yeah, and man, like so, I did not know he was in here, and then when the credits roll in the beginning, and I seen his name, I was like, whoa, it's like Stacy Keach is in this damn movie. So I was kind of excited. He did have a small role, but he played it well. I mean, he's
They
a
probably
seasoned
actually
actor.
but
had to,
important role.
Yeah, they probably had to actually pay him,
Yep, yeah.
so that's why his role was so small.
Oh, probably, of course. So he's in on it, and and so I'm confused by this part. I'm glad I wrote this down because he's concerned. He goes, man, if that security tape surfaced,
Oh yeah, I was wondering about this.
you guys would be in some like big trouble, whatever. But
Why are you concerned about them when you could throw them in jail at any point? Because
but there is
those
no
are your
security
cover.
tape.
The
meth heads
crackheads took it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he means. I think he's
Man,
I think he's coming to
because
the
the meth
assumption that like there's a security camera and there's no tape in there. So the people who were there causing the original crime must have taken it. And if somebody finds them, they'll find the tape.
Yeah, no, I guess.
And the tape will show what happened.
Yeah, the tape
Yeah, the
proves
tape will show-
who actually killed the kid.
Well,
so
the
that
tape-
means you killed the kid for no reason.
Right.
Yeah, that's
no,
what it
I
proves.
guess I get it, but the way like he said it was like you're lucky it didn't surface. Like you're lucky that tape's not coming to light because it could, what's the word I'm looking for?
Incriminate, I
Yeah,
guess.
it would show what you've done, but it wouldn't. It doesn't matter if it surfaces. I just took it like it should have been like you're lucky there was no security tape or whatever. But he makes it seem like it's just
they make a lot of assumptions in this
Yeah,
movie.
they
all
really
the characters
do.
do.
Even
find that-
what's the good cop's name?
Benny.
Yeah.
Benny's like, what tape, sir? We didn't take the tape.
Yeah,
And the judge
I
is like,
didn't
shut up.
I didn't ask you.
Boys, thanks to Officer White and our benefactor Judge Marks, we just got off scot-free.
Who's Scott?
You think the judge knows we was there, man? That we did that kid? He's got eyes in the back of his head, man. He sees everything, man. Big, scary eyes everywhere.
And I love how like force fed a lot of this shit is because it only cuts to them briefly, and this is when they're destroying the tape and Boner's smoking it. And I like how he's like, thanks to Judge Marks and Officer so and so, we're getting off scot free. And it's like,
But the
Who's
mayor's
Scott?
got like, but
yeah,
they got
oh my
ears
God,
and eyes everywhere.
Stupid ass Joe.
So they know.
But yeah, I just like how they had to like they made it known so clearly, like these guys, they're just all together, So I'm like, all right, sure. And so we go to the apartment where Donna is. All right. And this, man, so stupid. So I guess apparently Ooga Booga, Devin, which I'm going to probably call Ooga Booga the whole rest of this podcast now. He's in the apartment. And I love the scene where he runs under the table and for no reason at all, the vase on top falls off. The table does not move. They show him like a POV shot of him running. And then you see the table and the vase is like,
Plus,
it just flies
if,
off.
If he ran into the leg of the table or something, what does it weigh? Like a pound or two?
I know.
Right?
So, like, it's not going to do anything.
So yeah, I was cracking up. I'm like, that's
That
dumb.
little
He's
thing, though.
supernaturally strong. He can stab his little tiny spear through people's heads. Like,
Yeah,
His
I know.
Tiny little plastic spear.
We'll get there.
Oh,
I have a lot
yeah.
of comments
Oh,
to make
man.
on
But
that.
yeah.
Also,
that thing
like
should
death.
break on
When-
contact.
no.
Well, not even.
That thing's durable.
Even in that scene, we're talking about why was he being so sketchy?
I don't know.
Why? Like, he clearly was able to scratch his.
Yeah.
He was able to
He just
do
can't
plenty of things to
talk.
give away that it was him. But leading up to that, he chased her around like some kind of little monster, leading to her being terrified.
Well, I mean, he was very small and she was wearing a skirt. So I think he had other things he was chasing her
Yeah.
for. But
Oh man, you might think that toward the end actually. Might think
Yeah.
that toward the end. So yeah, there's this weird shot where he's kind of chasing her and acting like creepy. So she freaks out. She hides in the room, but she comes back out with a curling iron and a plunger. She sees Ooga Booga on the table now, and he took his little spear and scratched Devin on the top of the table. And so she's like, "Devin sent you?" And he's
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
shakes yes. And I don't know how they got to this point next, but then she's like, "You're Devin?" And he's
She is a god at charades.
like, "Oh man,
He just jumps to all the right
Yeah.
You
conclusions.
could not play charades with her, you would lose.
Yeah." And I just like how like so like accepting she was, like, "Oh, Devin sent you? Oh shit, okay, I'm whatever." But then she finds out it is him, and she faints.
Yeah.
And there's a shot after the faint.
She wakes up
Where am I?
on the couch with like a towel on her head.
oh
and
yeah,
she's
he was taking care of her. Yeah,
like, she's like,
How
"Oh,
did-
you helped me.
how-
You aren't actually
how,
here to kill me."
How?
Yeah.
How did he get her on the couch? I can
Oh,
understand
yeah.
where he possibly got her
Yeah,
a
no,
rag,
yeah.
but how did he get her on the couch? You are
Man.
not that strong.
I'm an idiot because I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that. I did
didn't
not
catch
put
that
that
either.
together.
That was my question. Right up, like how? No, no.
Yeah, because then she's all like, "You did this? You took care of me?" And he's like, or whatever. And she's like, she realizes he's not going to kill her or whatever, and everything's good to go. But like, this whole scene, like, I took all this happened in the course of a night, but yet there's papers of what happened, of the incident already printed on her table. There's stuff on the news about all this, which, okay, I could maybe get behind that. News is pretty fast and current when it comes to like, TV news, I guess. But I just, man, this is going quick.
Have they even buried him or done anything? Like,
No, I literally feel like all this just happened. Like, just happened.
And, you know, while she's at home and she's super upset and she's crying because, you know, her boyfriend or husband or whatever is dead and she's just so upset, she's still well dressed and wearing, like, these huge platform shoes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
like, this is just strange to me. Why are you wearing all this fancy footwear in the
gotta
house?
be fashionable. That's just more than
You're
it is,
home.
you know? Yeah.
And now you're upset. You're taking the time to still do this?
Yes.
Right?
But no, so we
That'd be a mess.
I can't remember why she left, but she left. Okay, and this is where Donna meets the meth heads, and this is this.
Okay, no.
Oh, yeah, there was
Because that's where they were trying to figure out what happened to you. He stabs the picture of the cops in the newspaper.
Right.
We got to figure out how to get or do something about it. And yada yada yada. And then cuts to the scene with the meth heads.
Yes. Okay.
Which
what the hell?
that scene, that and the scene after, I'm like.
Yep.
Oh,
it confounds me.
Yes.
Hey, like, excuse me.
This movie actually would have been better if this scene I'm about to talk about was not in the movie. Because you could have obviously you wouldn't get behind the meth heads because they're bad guys, they're killing people, they're drug addicts, they're selling drugs, all this shit. But like they actually make their characters kind of funny, but you cannot get behind these guys now because Donna runs into him on the street. It's nighttime, and there's a very uncomfortable rape scene.
Okay, okay. As far as rape scenes go, you can't make it comfortable. So I gotta throw that out the window. I mean, you can't really have a comfortable rape.
There's no way.
Well, there's this other movie. No,
that's some mood lighting.
That's true. I guess I'm just trying
Jesus
to.
Christ.
Mood leading, some soft jazz.
This is dark.
Oh, help me.
This is getting really dark. No,
So
okay,
I have a
obviously.
comment for later about this.
I have
that
I have a comment for right now.
I mean, like,
Well, this
well, no,
like
that
this
kind
scene
of
and the scene
explains
that
it, but, like,
follows it that bugs me
Oh,
so
man.
bad.
Yes, we'll get
I'm
to
curious
it.
to hear what everyone has to say about it first, though.
Okay.
But okay, obviously, any rape scene is gonna be uncomfortable. I guess I'm just like trying to get that point across that it's just it's weird because it's just so it is so out of place. It just happens.
It's
like, out of
uncomfortable for the
nowhere.
viewer. They could have faded to black, and we would have all guessed that's what happened.
I just don't even think that they necessarily even needed that. I don't think
Well,
they needed
this
it.
is the weird thing. Is for me watching it, I'm thinking that it was planned.
Yeah,
That
like,
she planned it. Like
yeah,
somehow,
she got herself raped.
Oh.
they knew, and like that's the thing I don't understand. Where's
So
the
this is-
connection? They're like, oh, this crooked cop must have something to do with these 3 meth heads. But they never show how they came to that conclusion because while she's being raped, she reaches behind and grabs his keys
Right?
to
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
apartment.
I seen that.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to
How
point
did
out.
she know that they were involved with the cops?
So
Yeah.
I don't like because obviously Ooga Booga can't speak, so he couldn't tell her. But to show a little different view on the rape scene, I think she did get herself raped on purpose.
That's how I felt about it too. I don't know.
Because later, it's little spoilers jumping ahead. She re-meets them and they talk and it's like, "Oh, hey, you're back for round 2 of the audition."
Right,
Like
yeah.
she was
Right.
gonna be one of their whores, their
Man.
hookers.
What bugs me about that is that she went and willingly got herself raped to get some keys
Yeah, but
that they didn't use.
I was
Yeah.
confused by this.
Then she-
I thought I took it this way. Right? Like it was an unfortunate circumstance that just coincidentally happened, right? And I thought she took the keys kind of like maybe like as the only thing she can get to, like to identify
like as
these
a
people.
memento.
No,
Like, oh, I can remember the day I was raped with these keys.
No, I thought she grabbed. Well, first, actually, I thought she grabbed the keys because I thought she was going to use them as like a defense weapon at first.
Yeah, that could be.
But then like when she was showing Ooga Booga the keys, I thought like it was something like that he could familiarize with, like, oh, they did it. Dude, I was not linking this together at all.
Like, okay, so maybe Ooga Booga, obviously he can still write and stuff. So maybe she gave him a pencil and he explained the entire situation.
Yeah.
But they leave you
No,
hanging.
he carved
It's like,
it to the table.
yeah, it's like he just shows up. She's like, oh, it's the cop. Well, I'm gonna go get raped by some random guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get their keys,
but-
and then I'll knock on their door later.
So it was just weird. And she goes home. She's battered and bruised. She gives the keys. She gives the keys to Ooga Booga, and we go right into another really uncomfortable scene that should not have happened. It should not have happened.
I was more uncomfortable in this scene than the previous one.
This was much more uncomfortable.
Yes,
because of a lot of reasons.
She was just raped, and whether or not she told him, who knows? I guess, but
I'm
she's
sure he must have
obviously
noticed.
Oh,
He must have
yes.
realized. Come on, it was
She's all
obvious what she was
bruised and
acting.
beaten.
Inspecting
Yeah.
her on her way in.
Oh,
Like,
I know what
even-
we're talking about.
And even if he didn't grasp the fact that she got raped, but she was obviously beaten up, and she's like, I gotta go take a shower, and she goes and takes a shower, and he's like a voyeur.
Yeah, she's trying to wash the rape away, and he's like, "Yeah, you just got raped.
Yeah,
You were my
He's-
wife or my girlfriend, and I
I-
love you so much, but I'm just getting off on you being raped."
like it was just so awkward.
It was very I didn't understand, like, and obviously again somebody had to write this, and didn't they take that into consideration? Like, well, you know, she just
And
got
that
raped. and-
scene like went nowhere. That was just an excuse to show her boobs.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
You get to see.
They could have shown that anyway, though.
Get
They
to
could have
see some
shown her
titties.
taking a shower just to have the shower scene. That to follow up what just happened was so.
The writer was clearly
That
into
was
rape
so
and
weird.
racism on
Yes.
a kink level.
Yes.
You're just sitting there. He's sitting there outside the bathroom.
Yeah.
You're just
and-
like, what?
That's in bad taste.
I saw
buddy.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just saw that. I just started laughing. Like, this movie is stupid.
It is so bad.
Can't you read the sign? I'm smack dab in the middle of one of my shows. Nobody bugs me in the middle of my shows.
I'm sorry to disturb you, ma'am.
Well, you should be.
I'm really, truly am. But you see, well, my, that is a pretty nightgown you're sporting there, ma'am. Pardon me for saying.
Sears.
Well, I bet it is.
Judge at this point is talking to Officer White, and he needs a favor because he's covering up the fact that he killed this guy for him.
Yeah.
He wants him to go to the meth heads.
Yeah.
And he needs to like talk to them because profits are low. They're obviously using the product. Hookers aren't bringing in as much as
kinda
they
scare
used
him back
to.
into business.
Right,
kinda.
exactly. And he's actually not for this. Considering how corrupt and crooked this guy is, he's just like, I don't want nothing to do with drugs. And the
Because
judge,
drugs aren't black people.
I guess, but man,
That's all he cares about.
Like here's the weird thing though. Like that I don't get. Like, okay, so this is his ring of corruption. And he's not, obviously profits are low, and he does not know where his own like meth lab is because the officers got to go and investigate. You know, like I don't know. The whole thing seemed weird. Like the judge is behind it all, but he knows nothing about anything, and he's not making it work. He's awful at his job. He's awful at corruption.
He's so far separated from it, he could never be caught.
Well, I think that's a good way to put it too, though.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's true.
You can't lie about it,
Yeah.
or have to formally lie if you just don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
You just get the paycheck and you have someone else deal with the work.
I can get behind that. I can see that. So he goes to Muddy Gardens to talk to Mrs. Allardyce.
Real quick, the name Muddy Gardens is actually really cool.
Dude, I do like
that
that
should
for a
be used
trailer
for
park.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I did like that. I had to make notes of that.
So did you notice their signs though? The sign for the trailer park was just on construction paper taped up.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
budget
I thought
for
it was
this
like
movie
I thought
was
it was plywood.
astronomical.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no. So he's got to talk to her, and she's
budget
obsessed
was
with
$20.
TV. She's obsessed with TV, but she sees him, and even though she's kind of upset at first because he took her away from her shows to answer the door, she's kind of okay with it because she recognizes his face.
Is that cop on TV?
Cop on TV from that show, and she makes it seem like it's like a legit show, but it's just from the news. You know, it's just she's seen him on the news, and she is like starstruck. And man, there's a lot of really weird flirting going
talked
on.
her up.
Oh man, it was gross.
Oh, that
it was
was
gross.
weird.
That
I'm just
vagina's
like-
getting drippy.
Oh
like,
man.
You don't. No.
Just, they,
I was getting ready for another sex scene.
That's
I was
was like-
honestly like
I was
some
getting my
grilled
hambo
cheese
out.
right
this is the only
That's
one that
some
really
grilled
should
cheese there.
have been.
That's a grilled cheese that you don't want to touch.
Oh
No.
man. But
No.
yeah, it was. She was hot for him.
It's a
and,
beef gusher I want to see.
Gross. Gross. But yeah, no, she
Axe wound.
she wanted him, and he was just leading her on with all this like really whatever flirtatious talk, and she was buying into it.
Hey, nice.
And it's really weird though because he was there just to find out where the meth heads were, and he finds out they're in trailer 11. Okay, But man, this scene went on forever.
It also takes like no effort to get that from her.
No, yeah.
Because as you'll see, it says office on that piece of paper where it says don't interrupt me while I'm watching my shows. So this is, like, if you think about an apartment complex, this is the office for the whole trailer park.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he should have, as a cop, with a knock on it, be like, hey, do you know this person? Be like, oh yeah, they're in trailer load. Leave. One question. Like, he's there for 15 seconds. Instead, he flirts with her for like a half hour.
Yeah, oh man, this scene, like, I kind of get it as far as the story goes, I guess. Worse things have happened. But, like, yeah, it just seemed like it never wanted to end, and he just kept dragging it on and on. I'm just like, all right, whatever. So the cop goes to the meth head's trailer, right? And he goes in there, and I do like when, he's trying to be like, oh, well, the economy's bad. And the cop's like, hey, don't pretty much like, don't give me that shit. People always have money for drugs. Drugs and poon. They will always find money for. And
yeah, that's almost word for word.
And I'm like, okay, all right, fine, But I like when he's like, and what about this hooker? And he goes, she's just on lunch break. Dude, hookers have lunch breaks?
Well, they're just workers of sex.
I guess.
They gotta eat.
I was kind of cracking up. I thought that was kind of funny.
Pending poon can be free, though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Did you guys notice, like, she, the porn star, is a very awful actress. I mean, she's a porn star, obviously. So
she's like, fake twitching and chewing the gum.
Yes,
and like,
her fake twitching was so weird. I'm like, watching. She's like all over the place, and like, I was like,
I mean,
all right,
sure, kind of hot, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
Oh man,
you guys were looking at her face.
But she has a rash, and he hit that.
He was like, "Oh, me too." That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
This
but
works.
that's weird because that's
He's
like,
another.
You've been
putting
scene.
butter on it, right?
Yeah.
And then we're fine.
Yeah, we all know that's what cures everything. But yeah, it was so weird because that's another scene, just like when he was talking to Mrs. Allardyce or whatever. That it just seemed like not much happened in a long period of time.
Yeah.
But apparently
really
during that
long
scene, Boner was smart. So
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like they're all weird. Like the only one that actually I can get behind is a true meth head was the one without the sleeves. Like the gruffy guy was kind of funny, and Boner was kind of hilarious.
The skis was like he had like the twitches and the freaking out. And usually when you're on certain drugs, it's like you feel like everybody knows what's going on. They're watching you, so it's like you just expect someone to show up and fuck your shit up at some point. And that's the officer showing up. It's like, I fucking told you.
Right? Yeah.
I just had a huge revelation.
What's that?
Those three meth heads are just Ed and Eddie growing up.
Oh, yeah. It's so true. Wow, maybe the writer,
my childhood, man.
Maybe the writer grew up on them and it's like, how to make these characters? I'll just pull from here.
Ed and Eddie. Meth.
Yes. All right, so that scene ends. And again, that scene was longer than it really needed to be. And now Donna goes to the office to meet Well, I don't know if I don't think she necessarily planned on going to the office.
No, she came in and she was like spotting out, and then all of a sudden that's when Allardyce came outside and yelled at her. She's like, my car broke down the road. Can I use your phone?
So she just kind of got in there by trying to cover her tracks.
We missed Ooga's first kill.
Yeah, we did. Actually, I thought about that, and I figured we'd go back to it.
Yeah, the landlord.
Because that's when she went out to go do the whole rape thing, get raped. That's when the guy landlord showed up being all racist and shit.
Yeah,
and
that's so stupid, so dumb.
And then Ooga was like,
yeah,
gets him right in the middle of the forehead.
That is a strong plastic spear.
First of all, I don't even think it's that strong. It stopped at the skull. It was only in like what, an eighth of an inch?
I thought he stabbed him through the skull because the guy was dead. So my thought is, how did you get a toothpick through the cranium like that?
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah, no, you should assume that the spear was all the way in, but it didn't look like it to me.
Even if
it just looks like
even
was
if
just
Slurshie magic made the spear metal
not even
and
a
wood,
quarter of an inch.
You know, metal tipped, all sharp and everything. You're not getting that tiny little thing to do that.
Yeah, so it was middle of the forehead.
You'll break it trying to do that.
Middle of the forehead, stupid little spear, and to me, it only looked like it went in just the tip, and the guy's dead. So that was a weird. And here's another thing too, and I didn't realize this until later. But what happened to the body?
What happened to any of the bodies?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so Ooga Booga looks like some kind of cannibal tribesman. So he's obviously this tiny little doll is eating entire man-sized portions of meat and organs and bones.
Nah, I don't know about that. But
that's true.
Their
the
fridge
only
must
thing I
be
can come up
stocked
with.
with some leftovers. Like,
yeah,
he's not finishing all that in one go.
So fast forward from the stupid first death. We go back to Donna, who's caught by Mrs. Allardyce. And so to cover her tracks, she's like, my car's broke down. Can I use your phone? She goes in there, and what was she? She literally just stood there with the phone in hand.
That whole scene, I could not figure out what was happening.
Yeah,
and I tried.
It was ringing.
Weird.
Well, she was pretending the phone was ringing.
Yeah.
For like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Mike's solution is, yeah.
Like,
problem solved.
To avoid conversation with her, all she had to do is pretend she was talking and then be, all right, peace out. See you later.
Or even if she's like, well, man, no one's answering. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I guess I'll just go wait by my car or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, she just stood there, phone in hand, for like ever. And then Ooga Booga peeks his head out of the bag and sees all her vintage racist knickknacks, and he's pissed. And now she's got to die.
Yep.
So
the Ooga Booga gets the keys.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
So why are there keys again?
Yeah.
How many keys?
the
I
same
love
keys
the
that she
fucking
picked off the drug
label.
dealer.
No. Because here's the thing: the keys from the drug dealer were a ring of a lot of keys. Did you guys see what it was?
I loved what the keys said. There's a little tag that says "key to all the trailers."
It was a key to all the trailers, and it looked like a
didn't see that.
plastic.
I saw that
It looked
too.
like a
I didn't
plastic
see
skeleton
that.
key, almost that comes with like the handcuffs. The toy plastic handcuffs.
So you have all these different trailers, and you have one key.
Yeah, one skeleton key that opens all of them.
Make everybody feel like they have the same or have a key to, but everybody can open each other's trailers at any given time.
It's so weird,
That
but
was
yeah.
strange.
So I'm like, okay, so he gets the key, but in the meantime, Mrs. Allardyce remembers her face, which I think is weird because she doesn't forget a face, especially if it's on TV. And she's like, no, I don't think you would see me on TV. And she's like, well, how would you forget if you were on TV?
Which makes sense.
Right. So apparently when the news was on for Devin, they must have showed a picture of her, but why? She's just a girlfriend.
Well, maybe they talked to the girlfriend or something, because it was a devastating thing. This doctor who seemed like a really nice guy with a nice life, and they were probably trying to
But
get
man,
behind it. Like,
so was there
did you ever know that he was like some kind of murderer or something?
Well,
you know?
so there was time between his death and everything else because it seemed like
Well,
all
there
that
was
just went
news.
together. Yeah, that's
There
what
was
I didn't
news, so there must
understand.
have been time to make the news.
That's what I didn't understand because how is all this existing right now? This all seemed like it happened on the same damn night. Is this like a continuity error then?
You seem more upset about this than anybody else
None of this makes sense.
No part of this
I mean,
movie is worth defending, so I'm just like, whatever, man.
This movie's not.
We're like, you're right.
You just like literally, it's not this movie. There's like you said, there's nothing in here worth defending. It's just like
if I'm going to defend it, it's going to be
why?
for the fun of simply defending it
Yeah,
for no reason
I guess,
whatsoever.
but it-
create an argument just because it's funny.
I don't know. So okay, moving forward, things get kind of weird when she realizes that she knows her from TV. And I don't know, like she doesn't want her in the house or something anymore.
No,
She's not prime time worthy.
Because
Oh,
she's
yeah.
not prime time worthy, and because she's defending her late boyfriend.
Yes. So she's like,
So-
you need to get out of here. And so she pretty much kicks her out. But
I think she says how attractive Mr.
Oh,
White is,
yeah,
or
yeah.
Officer White is, like
Yep.
3 times in 2 sentences.
she does, man. She is hot for that guy. She leaves and she goes and sits back down on the couch. And what does she see on the shelf where she has all her stuffed animals?
She didn't see it right away. She saw, like, when she looked over, she's like, and then she
Ooga
got up to
knocked,
watch over, and then she's like, why are you on the floor?
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
see the television. And then she went to put it back where it's at. I was like, I don't remember you. I would know if I had you.
And then he does that.
Blah.
Yep. How many times he does it? He does it like a million times in this movie. So
But again, what was the point of them even being in that building if she got the keys from the rape scene?
yeah, I didn't understand that
She
either.
already has the keys for that specific trailer from them. So
Yeah.
that means she
Well,
should
again,
need her keys.
I don't like I say like first I watched this like it was planned, but then I think it was kind of like not planned. It just happened because she walked out on them when they were hiding from the cop. So I don't know. I don't know why they needed the key. I don't know.
God, it's so bad.
I'm trying. Man, there was something I was gonna say right here. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So anyway, so of course Ooga Booga he flails, he does his thing, and he's chasing her, and she puts up a little bit of a chase, but she goes
A little bit of a chase. She shuffles away.
Well, Ooga didn't catch her.
Is this true? But like, I don't think she was actually even moving in this chase.
Yeah, I don't know. So then she goes,
a static chase.
yes.
It was like she was walking.
Her upper body
mildly.
was moving, but the lower one wasn't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Her body was like, oh my God. But her lower body was like mildly walking.
Yeah,
And then
so-
he walks underneath the cabinet and she's like, I can't find you, even though you walk underneath there. So then she gets on her couch and starts.
Yeah, she's
her
like
freaking
Indian
couch.
style. She lifts her legs up and she's just like stabbing with her sewing needle on the couch, and she turns to she looks to one side right first, and
Yep.
she doesn't see him, and she turns to the other side. There he is
Correct
standing.
me if I'm wrong. Pulling someone's eye out does
Does
not
not kill
them.
Yes, there are 2 eye deaths in this movie.
It
And a
doesn't
forehead
make-
death.
Yeah, the forehead death was stupid too. But
All the deaths are stupid unless it's my gunshot.
well, yeah, no, they really truly are, and I didn't understand this because he stabs her off screen, and you have this stupid CG blood splatter of like 3 drops, which looks fake as
Crap
hell.
CG, video game CG.
But why couldn't it was off screen anyway? They could just like flick some blood off there. It made no sense. And
That would
then
have been cheaper route.
yeah, I would think so. But here's the thing.
Unless this was a free animation.
And then they show the actual eye gouge with the blood's cut up. That looked awesome. That was probably the best effect of the whole damn movie.
Yeah. You know, actually, as far as the CG and all the effects and props and everything, Ooga Booga was pretty good. Like the actual guy,
Yeah.
the figure looked pretty realistic. It moved and it did all kinds of things. I didn't think it was that cheesy.
No,
I mean, it was,
I'm
it was
glad.
stupid, but it wasn't
Decent.
cheesy.
I'm glad that either the puppeteering or the
Yeah.
cinematography got better because in the first couple shots with Ooga Booga, you could see the sticks and strings. But after that, like,
Yeah,
you didn't.
It got really good. I mean, it was all right.
So did I pass the test?
Well, I don't know. We usually have multiple auditions, don't we, boys?
Oh, we sure do.
No,
Yes, we do, Boner.
I don't remember no auditions.
Are you stupid?
So when do we start?
How about right now?
Okay, well, hold on a second. I need a minute to prepare myself.
Come on, lady. You gotta learn how to do this on the fly.
Please. Just a minute to fix myself up.
As you wish.
I think after that, no, because she don't go to Ski's apartment because then she goes out, and then that's when the cop leaves, and then
Yes.
that's when she goes to Ski's
Right.
apartment because then you watch the cop go and she's hiding behind the porch, and then they walk over there, and then that's that whole thing we brought up earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Audition number 2.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I get that they're meth heads and not all there, but I think that's weird that they don't think anything of that.
I got him mentally prepared.
Like, yeah, we just, did what we did to you, and now you're here? Like, I think that'd be a little confusing.
That's why I assumed she set up the first meet.
Maybe, but who the hell? How would she know who to call and whatever?
Yeah, that's something
yeah.
along the way is
That's-
just
it's-
not
It's not making
any
sense. But I do love the revenge in this scene. This is so stupid. It's so stupid. Okay, so I think Ooga pops out first and creates kind of like a panic because nobody knows what the hell's going on.
because she said she was meant, and then she stepped away, and then he.
Yeah, and then she pulls a
Ooga.
gun out.
Mhm.
She's a good shot, man.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
hit Boner right between the eyes.
Yeah.
And
Why does
then-
your boner have 2 eyes?
and then
I don't know.
She hits the other guy who I don't even know his name. The guy is sleeveless. She shoots him like right in the middle of the chest. He goes down, and then now she's out of ammo. Her gun's
Yeah.
done. I what the?
It's like
2
you,
shots.
you couldn't have
Didn't
stopped
it jam or something?
to.
Oh,
I mean,
no, I
you
thought.
have a good
I just
point. It
assumed
could
it
have
did.
jammed.
Yeah, I
Because I
took it-
automatically assumed it was out of
Yeah.
ammo, but that's true. It could have just jammed.
Yeah, I guess.
it
So
out
you
and-
just have to send
yeah.
your Ooga Booga after him.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, no, but she doesn't.
No, I think she.
She pushes over the ridiculous meth machine.
No,
Yeah.
she doesn't. She knocks him down.
Oh, okay.
And then Ooga pushes the machine over.
Oh, teamwork. Okay, I guess I didn't catch
Teamwork
that.
makes the dream work.
It
Don't
does.
forget that.
So yeah, so
The
she
meth
knocked the
machine.
meth guy
Oh,
down.
yeah.
I'm looking. I don't know much about meth, but this doesn't look like how you make meth. This looks like a really
And
shitty
wait a
like,
minute, it was
distillery.
like hot enough to burn his face, right, and burn his skin.
Yeah.
But wasn't it duct taped together?
It was.
So why wasn't the duct tape burning?
It looked
It was,
honestly
yeah.
like a 3-foot tall fondue pot.
It did, yes. I don't know much about meth or making meth, but this whole contraption looked dumb. Mr. White somehow makes his way back there.
Yeah, because I don't think there's like an in between.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, like I just watched this morning, and I don't think there is an in between on this. I literally think it's like I think it cuts to like the city.
Oh.
I think for a second, and then they come back.
Nope. There is a scene in between here.
Okay.
They decide. I think they do go back to the apartment, and this is where they decide they have to pay Officer Benny a visit.
Yeah.
Yes.
right.
But then she's like, "Oh, my wallet."
Yeah, because she realizes she doesn't have her wallet, which I want to
How
talk
did
about
she
that in a
lose
second.
her wallet?
Well, I assumed it's when either Ooga got out of her bag, he was in there, or when she got the gun, maybe.
Oh yeah, it kind of got pulled out
Yeah,
accidentally.
but I have something I want to say about that in a second. They go to pay Officer Benny a visit, and this again, this whole movie doesn't make sense. But they're sitting in the dark.
But they didn't go to Benny's first. Because when she said she was missing her wallet, that's when it cut back to White going back to the trailer park. Because that's when you find out, oh, this is what happened to her wallet.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're
then
right.
it went to Benny.
Doesn't it actually go like he looks at the wall and
Yeah.
he shows her,
Yeah.
and then they go to the mayor and say, "Hey, I think it's that
Yeah,
kid's
and-
girlfriend who's causing all
Yeah,
the
and
problems."
then the mayor's like, "You need to take care of this." Yeah,
And then,
but like so.
then it cuts to Benny's.
Okay, but this is stupid though, because here's the thing. And I guess maybe the cop doesn't know this, but she was mugged. Her wallet could have been there anyway.
True.
I mean,
True.
just because her wallet was there doesn't mean, oh, she did this 100%.
I mean, she probably didn't report anything
But
that's been
again,
happening since Ooga Booga's
I
been
mean-
killing people.
Yeah, and that's true too.
Officer White shows up to a crime scene and just sees a black guy and is instantly black guy did it. So he goes to an apartment, sees
Yeah.
a picture of a black woman, and says, "Well, black woman did it."
Yeah,
He-
you're-
I mean, he's just
yeah.
gonna assume that either way.
You're right. He would have. So we go to Benny's, and this is stupid too, because here this woman and Ooga go in there, sitting at the table in the dark. Is his family not home? But
I thought that was weird too. I'm like, where are the wife and kids?
Yeah, exactly. Because he shows up, turns on the light. They're in the kitchen sitting in the dark, and he's like, whoa, he's surprised. He's surprisingly accepting of Ooga. He's like, look, I didn't want any part of this. I just have to go along, or me and my wife are in danger too. They are hell bent pretty much on killing this guy until they discover.
Yeah, she was like, well, let's see who would be missing him if he died. And she picks up and
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, me too.
It's like that. He's like, he is. I'm sitting there thinking, it's like, no, you didn't play it up well enough, but you could just sit there and be like, okay, I see where this is going. Picked up, saw the picture.
Yep.
And he's married to a black woman.
Yep, and has two black kids.
children.
Yes.
And I'm like, that was obvious. That was straight obvious.
I know. So if she had picked up the picture frame and he saw that his kids were like Chinese, like, well, they don't need a dad. We can kill them off, but they're black, so
Yeah,
it's this weird. It's so weird.
It is really weird. I thought that was kind of like, I mean, I get it. It's just, I don't know. It was very strange. So he further explains, like, look, I would never hurt you. I'd never hurt anybody. I'm just kind of stuck in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they did not make it sound that good. I made that sound better than it was.
Yeah.
But like, ultimately, that's what it was. So they let him go. Apparently, they just
because he's
moved-
married to a black woman.
Because he's married to a black woman. Yeah.
That is what they came to being the only.
I
reason
mean,
to leave
this
him
whole movie. Let's face it. They kill.
He basically got off on the "I have a black friend" defense.
Yeah, which is like, this is just
I
dumb.
have a token black family.
Right, right, but when you think about it, everybody that Ooga's killing, whether they done something wrong or not, he's just killing racists. He killed his landlord.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a dick. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he was racist. He killed Mrs. Allardyce, Aberdeen. I don't know what the hell her name is.
Allardyce?
Allardyce.
Whatever. But then he needs to kill his girlfriend.
Yeah.
because she's being racist.
Right, but yeah, so because Miss Allardyce, she didn't do anything. She just likes TV. Leave her alone. But
She
because
likes
she had
TV
those
and
black figures, he killed her.
Maybe she saw him on TV.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe,
know.
or maybe she just likes historical things and isn't racist at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, that could be too. But because he's seen those figurines, she had to die. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like he lived because he obviously isn't racist.
Right.
Under any other circumstances, even if he said he was a nice guy and he didn't have anything to do with his death, it doesn't matter. You still would have had to go.
I don't know what in the hell you are, but you look black to me, and that's all the evidence I need. Sayonara, burrhead.
Man, I just don't think anything in this movie was done well.
No.
No one's disagreeing with
This
you.
is
Yeah,
not
good.
a B-level movie. This is not a C-level
If anybody
movie. This
came
is not
back
even
otherwise,
D.
I mean, come on.
There's only one line I liked in the movie, and it was just because it was so dumb, but we haven't got anywhere near it yet. So
Okay, all right. So I can't wait to hear where this is going to go. they let Benny live. And at this point, I think, I don't know if it happened before or after. I can't exactly remember, but there was a scene where obviously we know the judge told Officer White to take care of this situation.
Yeah, that was before. Because Benny said, they're out for you now. And she's like, I don't care. Let them come.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And so they go home, and she's blindsided by Officer White, who, like, smacks her with, backhands her with his gun, and she goes down. And I'm confused.
He was about to shoot her.
Yeah, he was about to shoot her, but what Ooga does this little screamy thing, right?
Ooga.
Yeah, something like that, and takes the attention away. And then while he's focused on him, she comes behind him with a pan and knocks his ass down.
That looked like cast iron, but it didn't sound like cast iron. Like, excuse me if that did not sound like a cast iron hit, because that would have went boing, that would have went dunk, and that would have been done. He would have been done ground.
Ooga was distracting him when he was shooting him, and in fact, he hit him.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He hit him, and Ooga didn't have a scratch.
Man, that's a common thing in our movies.
I noticed that, and I rewatched that little part, and it looks like they tried to play it off like the guy shot his spear in front of him.
I thought that too.
So his tiny little toothpick ricocheted a bullet.
Because to me it looked like it hit his hand where he was holding the spear. But I'm like, that means his hand should at least be gone. But no, he looked perfectly fine. Yep. Everything was fine. His spear was fine. I'm like, is he made out of kryptonite or something?
And then, best part. Oh my God, I love this part. So after she knocks his ass down on the ground, she's talking about how they they cook pigs or whatever, and you got to put an apple in their mouth. Yeah. Where the hell she get an apple?
Well, I think
she pulls an apple out of nowhere.
Well, maybe she was planning ahead on this. She carried it with her, like, when we get to that cop, I got this whole speech planned, I got this apple, we're gonna show him something.
I get she's in her own apartment, but she's standing by the door. Who keeps apples by their door?
You don't know where she keeps a fruit basket?
Man.
Where's the right place to keep a fruit basket? Please tell me.
I'm
Please
not
explain.
saying there's a right place. I'm just saying that was weird. There's like an apple out of nowhere.
Is there a fruit basket etiquette that I don't know about? This is ridiculous.
But okay. So anyway, of course they kill the cop. And they kill the cop. Does she shoot him? Or does he do the eye again? No, not the eye. She shoots him.
He stabs him in the ear.
She stabbed him in the ear.
That's right.
He stabbed him in the ear, and that's why she put the apple in his mouth. And then
like a stuck pig. That's right. Yeah.
And then he crammed it in even further, and then all of a sudden he died.
And
I'm bleeding out from my eardrum.
Well, he went in the ear.
Ooh.
And then he's like, and he really got in there and he got into the brain.
And I guess a punctured eardrum
that's
painful.
The only thing that would make sense.
But yeah, you're not going to die for that little bit that he did. But anyway, so there's one last thing to do, apparently.
She said
before he even died, he's like he throws freaking Judge Marks completely under the bus.
Yeah.
He's like, if you think it's going to end with me, you're wrong. This goes up to Judge Marks.
Yeah, that's what
I thought that was stupid. I'm like,
well, he obviously wasn't a man of good character.
Apparently
so,
not.
He's going to throw his partner or boss
and then she says something. I'm just like, what? How? Because she's like, I already knew that.
Yeah, when did she learn that?
Yeah. I don't understand how she knew about the judge. I don't understand how she knew about the meth heads being part of all this.
The judge is the man, and the man's keeping everybody down. So of course,
it's the man.
Whatever. But there's like this scene. But this is weird. There's a scene before the judge, right, where they're together.
She said, "It's like your unfinished business is done now, right?" And
he's like,
and she's like, "So this is the last time I'm going to see you." And he's like, "So that." She kisses him. Like,
very heartfelt, heartfelt moment.
That is heartfelt, but I'm like, and then you kissed a doll.
Yeah,
and then he's
that's
like,
weird.
I jerked off to you.
Yeah, I know.
After you got raped.
There's an even better line, but I think we have a little bit more to go.
Oh man.
Okay.
The suspense.
So they have that heartfelt moment after they killed the cop, which by the way, we are all led to believe that this cop is just still in there dead on the floor. This whole time,
and somehow she's not getting in trouble for having these corpses in her place.
Because obviously, I'm assuming the landlord's still in here someplace too.
Yeah, there's corpses everywhere.
Yeah,
under the couch.
So there's like this goodbye, like she's never going to see him again. His unfinished business is taken care of, which doesn't last too long. We'll get to that in just a few minutes here. And he goes and sees the judge, and I love his reaction because he doesn't have a reaction.
Because he's just like, oh. It's almost like he expected something to come after him eventually.
He had a few little lines of like racist terms. Repeat. And that was his only reaction. He's like, "What are you? Some kind of?" And he just goes on a little tirade, and then
And I just
then
thought
he
that was
gets it in
funny.
the
He's just a
eyeball.
man that expects nothing. So when something arises, he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and dude, but that was funny to me. Like, I like the fact he didn't have
Yeah,
a
I kind of like
reaction.
that too. It made his character a little nicer to me.
And so we have the second eye death because he stabs him in the eye too, which is like, okay, whatever. And he dies, and that's you think that's the end? That's not the end.
That's the last we see of Ooga.
That is sorta. Yes.
Yeah, I think
sorta.
You might be bringing up what I want to bring up.
Okay, next. Oh my god, this brings the whole movie to a close, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Oh my God. Devin, things went better than expected in China. Badass dolls in every store. You've always been a great pal and thought this might help with those med school bills. I'll see you when I need a liver transplant. Oink, oink, Hambo. Oh my God.
She's back in her apartment again,
Oh,
presumably.
this is not it, but
Oh yeah, I know your part's coming. I know what you're talking about. Presumably with the corpses
think I
inside,
do.
and she's sitting at the table. There's a knock on the door. She opens the door, and there's a mysterious purple suitcase that says Devin on it. Somebody just leaves it out there unattended. She brings it in, and it is jam-packed with cash. This thing has bundles of $10,000, like bundles.
Bundles of 10,000.
$1,010
Yes,
bundles.
10,000 bundles.
But yeah, so it's like all this money. At first I thought like, okay, that's dumb. Even if somebody wanted to give this to you, they're just leaving it at the doorstep, and it has a note from Hambo in it. So apparently his dolls in China were a huge success. And
I mean, it's China.
oh yeah, and to help Devin.
Well, he said he was going to make them in China. He didn't necessarily say he was going to
okay,
sell
okay.
them there.
Well,
But they will sell
regardless,
good.
everything just kind of ends on a happy note. Apparently,
The money thing really, if the movie could get worse, it did with the money scene because she's like so happy and so excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't care that my boyfriend who I love is just dead from this terrible murder, and we've killed all these people, and he's now turned into a doll who's doing God knows what where. I've just been raped, but you know what makes it all better?
a lot of money.
A suitcase full of money has solved all of those
Oh, yeah.
issues
Yeah.
in my
Yep.
life.
Money buys happiness, man.
It's like, what?
Money
What?
buys happiness and therapy.
I mean, okay. I'm not saying you can't be happy about money, but it
No,
just seems a little weird.
This whole
Right?
movie's weird. No, this is another
All movies
movie.
weird is an
So, like-
understatement.
So,
Yeah.
I guess at the end there, when she's getting her money, is Ooga gone? Did he just turn back into a doll? Did he just go off to journey on his own? Like, what is he doing?
Well, I'm sure that is all set in place for Ooga Booga 2.
If I
Electric
Ooga
Boogaloo?
Chooga.
Ooga Booga 2, Electric Boogaloo?
yes, 100%. I would have to watch that one.
Do they have an Ooga Booga too?
God, I hope not. Well,
I
this
hope
came out.
I kind of
I
hope
hope
they do.
not.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck
Okay,
it.
I mean,
okay.
I wouldn't be mad. I'd watch it.
We all talk so highly about this movie, so I'm really excited to get into final thoughts and ratings. And I'm going to start with Russell. Let's start with you.
The movie was crap. I'm gonna give it like a 1.5. Moving on, Mike.
Whoa!
Wow,
Whoa!
1.5. You were generous.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna give it a 0.5.
I didn't know you were such a wordsmith. Man,
it was. There's nothing to say. About
I
this movie.
didn't actually enjoy watching it at all.
no.
So yeah, 0.5. Like, don't watch this.
Okay, now he looks like he loves this movie.
Isaiah, go for it.
Honestly, like the plot wasn't horrible, but it was executed so excruciatingly painful.
Yeah.
Like it could have been done so much better. Like I said, the idea is there. It is a decent idea, but it's like your cast of characters and how you put them together. Granted, that's why we don't know the budget, because the budget's either really small or it was just a group of people and saying, hey, let's just put together a stupid movie. And they did it.
And this takes it down to an 8 for you?
No, God, no. That's I'm gonna have to agree with Mike on a 0.5 here, because this
man.
it's
Man,
I don't know. The only reason I'm giving it a +5 or 0.5 because I got to see some boobies. Other than that, we're just
Okay,
gonna
so
pass on the rest of it.
let me recap here. 0.5 from Isaiah, 0.5 from Mike, and a 1?
1.5.
1 point. Oh man, 1.5.
Well, because I was looking at it as a 1's the worst movie.
Oh, right.
And there's got to be something worse than it.
This movie was painful. And I'm deviating from my usual rating scale, and I'm going to give it 0.5 for It's a Movie, and 0.5 for Stacy Keach for a total of 1. I'm giving this movie a 1. And that's all. Honestly, I think that's kind of generous. This movie, this was awful. This was really bad. I'm sorry. And you know, the worst part is when I watched a trailer to this thing, I even told Mike, I was like, man, if you don't pick this movie, I want to pick this movie. But yeah, I don't know. This was like an extremely racist movie that just came off as an extremely racist movie, and is awful.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Siri, check it out. Other than that.
Yes.
Granted, you have to make it.
Even then, I'm sure she has better work.
Just to check it off the list, you know, you
want to see all of it, all of her work, you know.
Guys, I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode. But you know what? You can do more than just listen. That's right. You can join in on the conversation and let us know what you think about this movie. And you can do so by finding us on Facebook or Instagram at RRGPod. That's RRGPOD. Or sending us an email at rrgpod@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week.